Hi, I'm Dr. Lisa Thompson of drlisamthompson.com, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you why the concept of underpromise and overdeliver can lead to more procrastination and how to bust out of that. Now, over the last couple of days, I have been reading the book by Grant Cardone, Be Obsessed or Be Average. And if you haven't read that book, I really suggest that you go out and read it. I have the link. You can get it on Amazon. It's in the video description here. And what I learned in this book, Grant has a whole chapter devoted to underpromise and overdeliver, but what he calls it is overpromise and overdeliver. And when people fall into the trap of underpromise and overdeliver, is it puts you in a place where you're looking to have everything perfect before you get started. So you might be someone, if you're in direct sales, you might be making sure that your customer relationship manager software, your CRM software is all perfect, or you're waiting to craft the perfect script when you're talking to a prospect or following up with someone if you're in network marketing. Or if you're in affiliate marketing or internet marketing, you're looking at creating your first product or your first website, and you go out there and you are waiting for everything to be perfect before you begin. And that can be really detrimental to your business. You're never going to get going, okay? When you're getting ready to get ready, you're never going to be ready. And that was a big issue with me, of looking for everything to be perfect. What Grant did, the secret to Grant's success, is he took action. What he did is he looked at his product. He found out what were the biggest benefits of his product, of how he could help people, and then he went out and he would tell people and use that big benefit. He would identify like the biggest benefit, and that's what he honed in on. And people started, and when he started taking action, really talking about the benefit, that opened the door where people were more open to hear more about what he was doing, and it led to more sales. So one aspect here is, if you haven't done so, go through your product and find out what are the biggest benefits and touch on those. You don't need to have a perfect script. Okay, you just need to be genuine, authentic, and real, and that you believe in the product enough. You're a consumer of the product, because that makes you a product of the product, and you're speaking from the heart, and you're speaking with enthusiasm and passion, and that alone is going to help you. The second thing that you have to look at when you hear the words underpromise and overdeliver is that you have to start adopting the mindset that you're going to learn as you go. Okay, and Grant brought up the example of when you look at Apple iPhone. Okay, when you look at the Apple iPhone, they always have revisions coming out. You know, they have updates to their, if you ever have an Apple iPhone, you always notice that there's always system updates that come out all the time. They have a set date when they're going to release the iPhone, but then if they work on if there's any additional bugs, then they do the upgrades and the updates, and they keep going. So Grant gave a real-time example of how he mastered this, where he decided a couple of years ago he was going to be doing live webinar training. And so he announced a live webinar training. People, I think, had to pay $50 to attend a 2-hour live webinar training excuse me, on how to improve their sales. And so they went, they promoted it. This is the first time that Grant's doing live webinar from his studios where he does all of his internet shows. And what he didn't count on was over 10,000 people registered, and it crashed his servers. And so his team was panicking. Grant thought it was the best thing in the world, because he's like, hey, 10,000 people showed up, okay, and I broke the internet. He thought that was just fantastic. But what he did then is he and his team figured out what they needed to do to make it better the next time. And so for those that were on or couldn't get on, he went in and instead of doing a 2-hour training, he did a 5-hour webinar training, and then he gave them, instead of a 20-page PDF guide, he gave them 50 pages and a couple of other added on bonuses, you know, for thanking them for bearing with them as they navigated through this first time doing a live webcast. But that didn't stop him. Even though it was a complete disaster where the servers couldn't handle it, he learned what to do the next time. Did another webinar. They had a lot of people show up, and he wound up over-delivering again. Were there glitches? Of course there were. But he learned as he went, and now he has it where he's revised his platform where he's hosting the webinars after they're done, and so people can watch the recordings, and when he sells the recordings, it's all on a different platform now. But what Grant did is he didn't sit there and wait and think about, oh my gosh, what's going to happen, you know, if 10,000 people show up and my servers crash. He wasn't thinking about that. Okay, and see, when you start getting into this mindset of having everything perfect, all these little doubts start to crop up, and that is what can stall you from taking action. So when you hear the concept of underpromise and overdeliver, you want to be really careful, and you want to overpromise and overdeliver to yourself, because if you step up and you're going to say, I'm going to be whatever the goal is and what your product is and how your product's going to help someone, and you make that bold claim because it's about commitment. When you bring your commitment to the table and saying, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to make sure that this product is going to help as many people as possible, it's going to help you come up with the solutions and other ways to get attention, to get noticed by people, so that your product can help them. And as always, as Grant says, making sure you're operating legally and ethically. So there you are, my friends. I hope you found this video valuable today. If you did, leave a comment and share. If you're not reading Grant Cardone's book, I strongly suggest you pick it up and you read it. It'll really provide you with a lot of clarity. His book is available on Amazon in digital form. You can get it in hardback, or it is also available on Audible as well. And one thing I noticed with Amazon is that if you get the Kindle edition, you can also get like the Audible at a discount as well. So make sure you check on that link I have in the video description that take you right to Amazon so you can order your copy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.